Mr. Sandman, give me a tune. Hello, how are we all tonight? I hope you're good. It's open mic night, which means we can all talk more garbage than usual, which is amazing. Oh my God, I just realized that my door is open to the side of me. I need to throw a cushion at it because I don't want to wake up the baby. And I certainly don't want to wake up my Russian princess. Hold on. Oh my God. There we go. Yes. Okay. Let us push the old... Where is it? Where's the one we want to push? We want to push... Oh, have I gone past it? Hold on. Do you know when you've got so many damn overlays and one bit of software and you can't get down to it because your software is very primitive, but we'll play it anyway. Okay? We'll play it anyway. Here we go.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?
Good evening. How are you? Look at me. I'm in a grown-up top, the same top that I was cooking in earlier on today, and I've managed to get all the flowery bits off me and everything. So listen, thank you to everybody that joined me this afternoon to cook mince and potatoes. I had great fun cooking on Mixer. We had some very confused young people on Mixer who's used to seeing like Fortnite gamers like Ninja going mental, like going, I'm gonna kill you. And instead it was me like rolling little dough balls going, yes, and if you just roll them quite petitely like this, it's fantastic. And they're absolutely delicious if you add a little bit of these herbs. So yes, I was having the time of my life, and there was a couple of little chatty things going on there. People were a bit confused, but that is what it's all about. So it's open mic night tonight, which means technically anything goes. But before we open the floor to people, first of all, I suppose if you've not been in Discord, you might not know what the invitation code is. So I'm just going to throw caution to the wind here, because we never really have crazy people in the chat. I'm going to stick that thing right there, because it's a thing in the thing for people to pick up and thing about. So there is the code. If you want to join us tonight to have your say about anything, okay, as long as you're not a psychopath, and technically I know who you are, you're somebody whose name I recognize, then come on in. If you're not somebody who I recognize, then you know what? That's cool as well, except maybe, just maybe, you should interact with us a little bit first, unless you've got some crazy scoop that Boris Johnson's actually an alien. Then I'll be happy about it. If you've got a scoop like that, then we're on to something good. However, what I want to talk about first of all tonight is I put a wee video link in something, but it keeps on getting taken down. It's this thing called, you might have heard about it by now, it's kind of hitting social media big time. It's called Plandemic. It's a kind of thing about a thing, really. If you've never heard of Dr. Judy Mikovits, okay, now she was somebody who allegedly stole intellectual property from a big American government organization, and the dude whose name I can't remember, some sort of amazing pandemic expert, who also has a bit of conflict of interests, because he's also like the head of a company that deals with infectious diseases, the old vaccinations. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's his company that is developing the vaccinations in America. But I just want to say the Plandemic thing, there's a lot. The crazy ones are on Mixer. Yes, they are local, like you and me. This afternoon, thank you for helping me set up my Xbox on Mixer for a wee gaming session after the stream tonight. Quite excited about that. Red Redemption Red 2 thing, cowboy thing. Never played it before. It's just gone on to Xbox Game Pass. I have no idea how to play it, so it's going to be goddamn hilarious. That's all I can say, because I don't even know which way to hold the friggin' controller. Okay? Anyway, Plandemic. it's all about how COVID-19 might not have been made in a lab, but it certainly could have been cultivated in there and then brought through and then put into animals and then slowly came in. The evidence in the thing, if you were just narrow-minded and only took your information from one source and you watched this video, you would probably be like, holy shit balls, I am never washing my hands again. Okay, that honestly, at one point when I was watching, I was thinking, well, you know something, it kind of makes sense. You know, this crazy, let's wash everything and kill every piece of bacteria we possibly can thing sort of thing going on. I'm saying thing lots because it's a thing. It truly is a friggin' thing. It actually had me climbing the walls earlier on. And we're kind of depleting our immune system by washing our hands over and over again, okay? And cleaning our handles down, all work surfaces, everything like that, repeatedly over and over again. We're not coming into contact with the good bacteria that lie around our house because we're killing them all, all right? And we're not going outside as much because we're locked down. So we're kind of in a very clean, sterile environment because we're paranoid. We're cleaning everything in the house. We're not going outside, okay? And we're depleting our natural ability to deal with bacteria, our natural ability to deal with other viruses which actually help fight other diseases. And slowly but surely our immune system is dropping. We don't feel it, but it's dropping. And then, yay, lockdown's over. We go out and we all die. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have a shitty phase 2 of coronavirus. I have a funny feeling about this, that we are going to end up with a horrible return of this virus if we're not careful. Okay, speak for yourself. Mo already had OCD before this started. Right? Okay, I've always had OCD about cleaning. I'm a dirty bastard, but I swear to God, it's like I like things to be a bit sterile. But I'm also quite happy to go and roll in mud as well, local. You know, my whole thing is. I mean, I've been outside. I definitely have been outside. I've been in the garden. And so I feel that, you know, I think I should be okay. And I think my kids will be okay. I think my baby, my wife, my mum, I think most of my friends will be okay because we're not crazy in the sense that we're bathing in bleach, you know. But this is what Plandemic is kind of saying, right? That's just one element of it. And that's the part that I looked at and thought, that kind of makes sense because that's what my grandma said, my godmother said when I was growing up. All these people from a previous generation, a little bit of dirt never did you any harm. You know, remember those phrases? Do you remember them? I remember them. You know, it's kind of weird to think that they kind of make sense now. However, the next part is I wish I could remember the guy's name. He's an American doctor. He is part of the pandemic task force. He headed the. In fact, let's Google it. Who is U.S. head of pandemic task force? Let's see if he's got. White House. We need pictures. I need to see what he looks like. Right. Okay. It's not the vice president. I know the vice president was doing something. It's somebody else. It's a doctor dude. There he is. There's a picture of him. Right. Okay. What's his name? Why has it not got his name? Damn it. Anyway, this guy. Where's his name? Is not got his name. That's just rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Anyway, this dude. Anyway, that I'm talking about. Right. He's the one that said that Dr. Judy Mikovits, who's kind of like the main person in this, the main person in this short film, Okay, and she's the one that's basically writing this book, naming names at the CDC, the World Health Organization, all the different sort of government bodies that deal with this, how it goes back not just for coronavirus, it goes back to HIV and AIDS, it goes back to a lot of things. And she kind of, it displayed and showed, talked about the COVID-19 being impossible to get to the stage that it was, to evolve the way that it is currently without a little bit of help. Okay. And this guy, oh God, I swear to God, I need to find his name. All right. He also has links to where they experimented with COVID, like the COVID virus in America before it was a pandemic, and that particular lab having links with the lab in Wuhan, and the guy that's within the task force having links with that lab and the one in Wuhan, and that guy also being the developer, his company being the developer of the vaccine. Okay, so there's a massive, massive conflict of interests here. If you can follow the money and there's proof of all this, then perhaps that's got an element in it. The rest of it, I found a bit, airy-fairy. But I'm always like a practical person. Like a little bit of dirt didn't do anybody any harm. Came ringing home from watching this, and the age-old phrase of follow the money. And I kind of like looked at what they were presenting, checked out a couple of things, and yet, sure enough, there's these kind of links. The lines are all drawn, and it does kind of wrap up to be this sort of thing. What's the point in it all? Right. Well, the other thing as well. This is true. Okay, this is the other thing that's a thing. Medicare are paying doctors in America, wait for this, $13,000 per patient they mark on the death certificate as dying of COVID-19. Right? That I was gobsmacked at that. Gobsmacked completely. So immediately I did fact check. Medicare pays American doctors $13,000 to put on death certificate COVID-19. Now, if somebody goes in and like has a respiratory disorder and gets put on a ventilator because they think it's COVID-19, that's going to kill them. All right, it's going to kill them. It's the wrong treatment because they look at their lungs. Oh, you've got fibromes on your lungs. You've got COVID-19. You're going to have to be knocked unconscious and go on a ventilator. Ah, shit, you're dead. All right. Oh, that was COVID-19. Bang. They're not testing people, are they? Are they testing dead people? Is every dead person being tested for COVID-19? No. They're just marking it down, COVID-19, and then there you go. At $13,000. How many times these doctors that are writing these things, if they wrote like 10 a week, that's $130,000. Crap. I would do that. I would. I would even falsify a couple of them. Yep, I would. For $130,000 in a week. Hell yes. Okay? That's where the problem lies. Okay? If they are doing this and the death tolls are inflated falsely or inaccurately, because it's easier for them to do this because that's what's happening just now. That means that there's technically on paper more people dying of COVID-19. Okay, cool. Are you with me? Are you following this so far? A little bit of dirt doesn't do anybody any harm, but we're not doing that. We're cleaning everything around the place. All right. Links to dude that deals with all the nonsense to do with pandemics, having links with a lab in America, which has links with a lab in Wuhan, where this originally potentially came from. Bang. But the one in America is actually doing experiments with COVID-19 as well. Right? So we've got all that. That's cool. With me? Then doctors. Okay. Oh yeah, that dude as well back there also being part of the companies that is making the vaccines globally. Okay. Bit of conflict of interest. He researches viral epidemics and produces vaccines for viral epidemics. Okay, conflict of interest. Doctors getting paid to inflate the amount of COVID-19 deaths on paper. Right? Okay? Right. So what's the point in all this? when the vaccine comes, everybody will be running out the door to get it, and the people that make the vaccine will make billions upon billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of pounds. I'm fucking not taking that vaccine, okay, at all. I've then went away, looked up different people's reports, okay. I'm going to collate all this because I think it's worthwhile actually doing a show just about this, okay. And I've not had enough time to throw it all together other than this rant right now, okay. So it's worthwhile putting it all together because I want the names. I want to go and look up other people's research with regards to how, if this virus, is there actual way that we can have this virus vaccinated against? You know, I don't know, you know. The doctors are writing checks. The doctors are signing the death certificates, mate, and receiving checks. That's what I'm saying, all right? That's what they're saying. They're writing the death checks, whatever you want. Okay, it's cool. I don't care. All right, I'm ranting big time. Okay. Thanks for keeping me in check, though, local. See what I did there? Awesome. Okay, so the point is, at the end of the day, all right, people are going to make billions from this, and it could have been hoodwinked. It could be that when we're all out of lockdown and we're all super clean and our immune system's depleted, that we'll get a second influx, a second wave of this, which is even worse. And it's okay. It's okay, local. It's all cool. That's cool. I know you're having a laugh, man. It's okay. It's all good. So that's where I am with this. Okay, that is my open mic bit for tonight, and I've got Angel and I've got Barry as well in the back room just now in the green room, and they've been listening to me, I hope. And Barry's still wanting to build a Death Star, which is great. And we're not talking about building a Death Star straight away. Okay, I just want a couple of minutes of your time, boys. Okay, when I bring you in to sort of like talk about a little bit of dirt. Doesn't kill you. How do you feel about depleted immune systems with respect to going out into the world after we've been in lockdown? Okay, I don't think I've got one. Well, I have one anyway, but I don't think mine's got any worse because I've been in it. And stuff like that. Okay, so hold on a wee second. Let's bring you guys in. 1 second. We need to do that. We need to get rid of that. Otherwise, look at, there's that handsome devil there. We need to bring Barry in as well. There's Barry, and open up the mics. Good evening, gentlemen. How are yous?
Hello.
Oh, no, hold on. There we go. Hold on. Jason's mic's not working. Hold on. I keep clicking it to unmute. Hold on. There you are. That's you unmuted now, JJ. Good evening, Barry. Good evening, Jay. How are yous?
Not too bad. How's yourself?
I'm better than I was. I'll be honest with you. Watching that, I've watched the video twice and over 2 different sources because it keeps getting taken down. And I'll be honest with you. First time I watched it was like, wait a minute, and then the second time I watched it, it was like, hold on. So it's called Plandemic. I'm going to see if I can find the link again for it while we're talking. But how do you feel about these sort of things? I mean, the whole thing. What if it turned out to be a lot of like nonsense? What if it did turn out to be bullshit? You know?
If what turned out to be bullshit?
The whole of the coronavirus thing. What if it was manufactured in a? I don't believe wholeheartedly that it's 100% manufactured, but what if it was like taken advantage of to create, a possibility for big pharma to make a ridiculous amount of money?
I don't see why anybody would, to be brutally honest, because you're essentially releasing something that could very well kill you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite literally like, there's a spider in the bathroom, I have to burn down the house.
Well, some people are like that, Some people are like that.
Look, I only did it once. In fairness, the ex-wife was still in the house. No, there's been reports for decades now that the constant cleaning of everything, the over sterilization of everything, is actually leading to immune deficiencies. I mean, when you were growing up, how many people do you know when you were growing up had allergies to nuts and to all these food groups and all this, well, and all the other allergies that everyone comes out with now? I never knew one single person.
Yep, very true.
And now all of a sudden, everyone's allergic to everything. It's because we're killing ourselves with over sterilization. It's just, yeah, by all means clean, and don't common sense, but I mean, just don't overdo it.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's like a friend of mine was a major clean freak, an absolute nutcase, or she was until her first child was born, and she sterilized everything, and even would sometimes walk along at the back of the child and clean as she went. And then she was on the phone to her mum one day, and the kid was playing in the garden, just eating dirt. And that's when
not a bad thing.
No, and that's when she realized, oh yeah, this is going to have to stop. And now she's got 4 kids now, and says when the 4th one comes, it's like, yeah, survival of the fittest, you'll be fine.
Crazy. Yep, I was very much like with my firstborn with Paxton. Bit of bubble wrap didn't do any harm. Cotton wool underneath the bubble wrap sometimes as well. That's kind of what I said. Get your nipples away, man. This is a stream that doesn't show nipples. Put them away. All right, get a fucking t-shirt on. It's not that sort of stream. All right? You're a handsome devil, but put them away. Okay, honestly, it's not summer yet. Moobs. Boobs. Right. Okay. Very good. Yeah, it was. I was quite similar as well with Paxton. I was like paranoid, looked after him. Alia came along, less paranoid. Rune came along, go and juggle with broken glasses, and then watching my wife with the baby. She's got a Russian point of view, which is like, kind of like halfway between nurturing overtly and tough love. It's kind of a great balance of it all, and I have to say it's pretty good. It's pretty good for it all. So yep, I think that you can be a bit over paranoid, but I've never had a problem with my kids rolling in the mud, and I've never sort of like been paranoid about them. They'll wash your hands before dinner, absolutely. Okay, having a barbecue, nah, it doesn't matter. You're in the garden anyway. Flies are landing on your food probably regardless, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. You're very quiet, Jason. Hold on, let me just check your volume input. Speak again, please.
Extra protein.
Extra protein. Yeah, you're still a bit quiet, but it's better than it was. I'll just put your gain up a little bit from this end. But no, it's I've put the link for that video in the chat there. I'm going to stick it in again. I'll stick it in every now and then because I don't want it disappearing in the ranks of the chat. It's worthwhile having a wee look at that because some of it is like, oh God, nah. And to be perfectly honest, Dr. Judy Mikovits, she doesn't have a great reputation, even though she said she was set up, all right? But she allegedly stole intellectual property from the organization she was working for, but she has legitimate proof saying that she didn't, according to this video. It's only one side of the story. She said it was all planted there. She said that she was, taken and put in prison because of it, which is verifiable. It did happen, and she was not charged with anything, or if she was charged with anything, it didn't go through the courts. The case has been sealed, which basically means nobody can discuss it. Okay, so there's kind of like little TikTok-y alarm bells going off there thinking, why would somebody do that if it was just intellectual property, unless it was a nuclear bomb of intellectual property that would change the world, for the better or for the worse. I don't know. Usually where there is smoke, there is usually fire in that kind of sort of circumstance. We know that at the end of the day, we know that the pandemic originated out of Wuhan. We know there's a lab in Wuhan. We know that there's connections between the lab in Wuhan and a lab in America, and the lab in America has connections to this doctor whose name I can't remember, all together. And that is like this sort of like the money line coming in and out. Dr. Judy Mikovits also said for the virus to go from what it was 10 years ago to where it is now is virtually evolutionary impossible. Okay, and she's quite an expert, allegedly. Again, this is all hearsay. It's conspiracy, tinfoil hat sort of stuff going on here. But like I say, I cherry picked the parts which made sense to me. You know, like the washing, the cleaning, that depleting our immune system. Barry, you verify the same sort of thing. We're a bit crazy with how many people are allergic to nuts now, because we we're a bit over crazy about it all. What about but you did say it would like burning the house down because there's a spider in it. But what if people are that crazy? What if part of what Boris wanted to do was this herd immunity thing? What if that was part of it? What if it is? I don't know.
But that's not possible.
You what?
The herd immunity is not possible.
I know. That's what gets me, because there's not really any immunity to it yet. We build up a resistance, but people are still getting it twice.
Well, actually, they're saying there's no proof that even that happens.
What, that people get it twice?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I beg to differ, because one of my good friends that's a paramedic down in London has come across cases with people getting it twice with verifiable.
No, that's exactly what I was saying. Is there's no proof that people can't get it twice.
Right. Cool. Right. Yours. Okay, Jason, hit me with your opinion of the shit that I've just spraffed out. What do you feel about it all, brother?
It reminds me of a disease that came out many moons ago. It was unknown at the time. It was meant to have come from Africa. That was meant to have came from monkeys, which was passed on to natives. And then it sort of like hit America by storm in the 1970s, but it wasn't talked about. It was very hush-hush. Then when it came to the UK in the 1980s, it got a name. AIDS.
Oh, HIV/AIDS, yeah.
HIV.
Yeah.
It wasn't talked about, but it was known as the disease, because myself, I'm bisexual. I've got male and female lovers, and I always take care. I always wear a jiffy. And the thing is once you got AIDS, it's not necessarily game over. There is medication out there for HIV or AIDS or whatever you want to call it, which doesn't kill it, it just delays it. And when this epidemic came out by the name of COVID-19, as you know, I'm a big conspiracy buff lover. I've been following it every opportunity, left, right, and centre, to see where it came from, where it possibly came from, who made it, why it was made. And I've not seen this pandemic thing on YouTube. I've got YouTube up right now, and there is a little bit on it, but there's not the full thing which you've watched. But the thing is this COVID-19, let's see. Yes, it did come from Wuhan. Yes, it is man-made. But is America been shifting so-called the mighty dollar over to China and say, you want to borrow one of our scientists? It's going to cost you. And China pays the middleman or the ferryman, and this guy comes over. And this doctor, who I think he was in somewhere in the States, went over to China to oversee this project, which he didn't know the name of. But yet he was paying thousands upon thousands upon thousands to just stand there, go, yeah. And when he came back over to the States, the Chinese then sent people over to his lab, and they basically carried on the experiment there. And then when it was complete, it went back to China, And if you've actually done your homework, there's more than one lab in Wuhan. There's several, actually. But the main lab itself... There you go, bro. There you go.
I was going to say the scientists going backwards and forwards, but that's directly the I can't remember where the lab is in America, but there is one that has connections with the lab in Wuhan with an American doctor that's part of the pandemic. I'm about to send you the link.
He's now under investigation because he had a bank account which had several hundreds of thousands of dollars in it, and it wasn't being touched. It was just building up, and a lot of the money was coming from China. Now, the thing about this COVID-19 is I've been watching it since the start, and I'll tell you one thing. If it came from bats, it's a way of Mother Nature saying, grow up here. But at the same time is I think man has nudged it a bit. Because the thing is one thing which I have noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, what happened last year in China? You had the biggest train incident in Chinese history where everyone died instantly. Even the train driver, everyone died. And if you've seen the news footage, the Chinese authorities were there like vultures in biosuits, making sure that there was no insurgents or chemicals or anything out of the loop, but basically isn't been damaged or reported. But the thing is, one of my contacts got in touch with me and said, "Jay, you've got to look at this." And I looked at it, I went, "No, this can't be right." And she went, "Yeah, it is." What it was last year, just before this train incident, a train pulled up in Wuhan, stopped off to get supplies, and one of the supplies was chemical waste. And that's why the guys were there in biosuits, because they wanted to make sure that there was no leakage or seepage or damage.
There was a bit of a chemical spill there as well.
Yeah.
Rightly. I've just sent you the link for that video, Jason. I've sent you the link through Facebook Messenger for you to have a look at. It's only 25 minutes long. It's worth looking at. But don't take everything at face value. Cherry pick the things that are quite good. But it's interesting that you talked about HIV/AIDS, because that's mentioned as well as part of the whole problem, because one of the things that Dr. Judy Mikovits was dealing with at the time, her superior within one of the organizations she was working with was writing a paper about the possibility of a particular drug being used to suppress the onslaught of HIV. Okay, and this chap again, this guy who's I'm going to Google the crap out of him in a second. In fact, we'll do it on my phone. This guy who basically was one of the people that accused Dr. Mikovits of everything, asked her when she was working for this other guy to have this guy's papers. This is back in the 70s and the 80s, just as you're talking about this. And she said no. And he said, "You will be fired if you don't give me them." And she still said no. She waited until the boss came back. The boss said no, but there was a lot of pressure put on the boss. The boss gave his paper that he was writing to this doctor. It was suppressed from being published, okay? And then, wait for it, somebody else who was related to the doctor's company came out with a paper with very similar thing, because on the back of it, there was patents involved for the pharmaceutical companies to make the vaccines or to make the drugs for it. Right? When you put patents on such things like that, there is a massive amount of money to be made for it all.
Because the thing is, there is a cure for HIV, there is a cure for AIDS, but the pharmaceutical companies will not release it because they don't want to go fucking bankrupt.
Do you think? I don't know whether that's how. I mean, I think there could be potentially be a cure for everything. You know.
Wait. One thing I want to say while I'm on my high horse before you push me off it is, in the 1940s, what Hitler did when he did all these ethnic cleansing on the Jews, on the gypsies, on the gays, the lesbians, the bis, anyone who was a threat to him, he was ahead of his game in biochemistry. He knew exactly what buttons to push. He knew exactly who had to go and who could stay. But the thing is he paid the price. He went doolally. He got happy, but he was just like signing this, signing that, signing this. And then at the end of the Second World War, who got all the spoils of war of medicine? The US of A. They had the spoils of war. They got NASA off the ground with German technology. They got so many pharmaceutical companies started up with German spoils of war. And the thing is I've read various things, and I was like, well, Jesus H, if Hitler was alive today, you know, they'd be laughing in his chair, laughing his bloody heart out, because he would be no longer the butcher of Austria, or whatever you want to call him. But the thing is I think this COVID-19 is man-made with a little help from Mother Nature to kickstart it in the right direction. And the thing is to say now, but COVID-19, the reason why it's hard to crack is because every time they find a link, it's like a hydra, another two appear. So it's like they say, last time I heard, there's like 88 different combinations of COVID-19. So basically, the more they study it, like a Rubik's Cube, the more another spore or another link appears. And it's not like SARS, it's not like MERS. It is, I think, in order for it to do its course, it is man-made. Because the thing is in order for it to...
That's just, it's going to be a shitstorm, you know, to say the least.
It's going to be more than a shitstorm. The thing is the pharmaceutical companies I read, especially in the UK, they're thinking of charging £675 a shot on this cure. 675 quid. I'm a single fucking, pardon my French, I'm a single fucking parent. And where am I going to get 675 from? I won't get it on the NHS.
They're never going to get away with doing that.
No,
yeah,
I don't.
But the thing is this government, both American, British, not so much European, but mostly the British and American, and especially the Chinese governments, they are fucking fat cats. All they're interested in is
got
money,
this boy's name.
Money.
Right, so there's this guy called Dr. Anthony Fauci, and he's the Fauci. Yeah, this is the chap that is set to potentially make a lot of money. He's the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIH. He's the sort of like the bad guy as such in this video. He's got great credibility, and he's also got, you know, he's vilified in this video as well. There's a lot of things going on with him, but it's kind of freaky to think that you've got these two people that are very well educated, kind of going at each other. One of them gets charged with something that she said that she never was, that she never did, goes to jail for it, spends a little bit of time. The case is sealed. She can't do anything. Her constitutional rights are taken away because she can't even get a lawyer to talk about the case because it's sealed. All right. And then it's a bit of a wow factor in that sense, you know. But
what's his first name?
Anthony Fauci. Yeah, he's an old geezer. He seems to be, you know. I'm gonna. This is a topic for me to spend the same way as I kind of looked into a little bit more deeply about the PPE. I want to look a little bit more closely into this, read a little bit more, and put a package together for sometime in the next couple of weeks, because
he fucking looks like a Nazi as well.
Yeah, probably. He probably is. I don't know. Let's move away from COVID-19 anyway, all right? Because we've now been talking about it for 40 minutes. I want to say that Local Bottom gave me a great big helping hand this afternoon, because I was playing about on the Xbox, setting up the Xbox camera with this camera here, checking that my headphones were working, making a little bit of an overlay for it. So after the show tonight, probably by about 11:30, I'm going to try and make one more little overlay, a couple of little things to have a rotating banner on this, because I've discovered if you use a piece of software called Lightstream, you can actually connect your Xbox to Mixer, who then speaks to Lightstream, who then speaks back to Mixer, and then you can put overlays and stuff and make your actual stream what's it called? Yeah, there we go. If he's got any, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so it'll have nice little overlays, so I can go and play a game I've never played before. I am quite looking forward to playing it. And the kids are here. So, pardon?
Jesus H. Christ.
What are you looking at?
Looking at all the awards he's got under his belt.
Yeah, it's quite crazy. Right, let's have a quick look in the chat. Morgan, I'm so hating my neighbours breaking social distancing and having a very loud street party. They'll get shut down, Morgan. You wait and see. Anthony Fauci, in case anyone in the chat wants to look him up. Yeah, that's the geezer. Absolutely.
Do you want to laugh?
Go on.
Type in on your phone, application for the White House. Have a look at the application.
I'll do
the
that.
reason why it's got sexual orientation, male, female, transgender, or other.
Wow. There's nothing wrong with that.
Is there Donald Trump trying to say, oh, let's have some gays, lesbians, bis, and transgender in the White House and have a nice little swing day?
No, it's called being politically correct, you know? That's what it's there. Right, Mo himself.
He's politically correct is the day I'm a billionaire.
I will come down to you, Morgan, and break social distancing rules. I will put on a policeman's uniform and sort them out. Okay, that's what it's about. But we need to do something. Right, let's move away from COVID completely. I am going to play, is it Red Redemption 2 or something? Is that what I'm playing?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never played it before. I've never even, it looks great. The music in it sounds fantastic.
in the Wild West.
It's totally I got that from the cover from it all. It was when my boy pointed it out to me that it was on the rolling.
Get your cattle rolling.
So he hang on just now. Was it Red Dead Redemption? Red Dead
Redemption 2.
I'm gonna look up the trailer for it just now. Because I've never played it before. Where's there a trailer? There must be a trailer. Red Dead Redemption.
YouTube.
Yeah, I'm looking up just now. Trailer. Cool. Rolling. Yep, there we go. So I've never watched this before. I've never watched the trailer. So I'm gonna. It's 2 minutes and 9 seconds long. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play it because I'm gonna do like my own. You'll only hear my reaction. You won't actually see my reaction. Oh, you've got it for the PS4. Is it cross-platform?
No.
That sucks. You know? Yes, I did look at the picture of your grandparents on Discord. Wow. You know, this is the ones... hold on a second, I'll bring it up again because my memory for faces are not great. Hold on.
That Morgan's grandparents you're showing?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't have any pictures of my grandparents all up here. They're on my savvy.
Oh, it's not in that one. I just need to go to the right one, Morgan. Oh, God. What's wrong with the general chat? It was in general.
The only game I know that's compatible with Xbox One and PS4 is Minecraft, and I don't have that.
Did you say, Morgan, that your grandparents, you felt that they looked like
Red and rosemary.
wet? No, I'm sure that somebody said that their grandparents looked like the Wests, and I don't want to insult anybody or get it wrong, but is that a wee bit? Good morning, good evening, Roberto. How are you? Yes, let's. I'm gonna. If we lose the stream just now, all right. If we lose the stream, because I'm gonna go and link this video into the screen into it just now. Yes, thank you. I didn't want to say anything. I was going to say, yeah, they kind of do a wee bit. That's I think it's the style of the picture. You know, there's a little bit. I'm looking at it now. It's actually on the full screen on my phone. Don't you know? It's just sitting there. You know, it's like right. Let us get this linked up just now, because this is what I'm going to be playing around about 11:30 tonight. Hopefully, we will not cut the stream out. Have we lost the stream? No, we've not. Excellent. Right, let us bring this up now. Very exciting. Very exciting. Come on. You're going too slow for me. Yes, excellent. Right, okay, and it's still just winding up just now. Right, come on. Right, let's push play. Right, I'm going to do a reaction to this. Okay, I've never watched this before. Where's the sound? There's the sound. God damn it. Sound. Why aren't you going on? There we go. There we go. And hit it now. Yes.
Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. But trust me, we will. Wake them up a little.
Oh man, it was Rockstar game.
Ghosts and people. You have got to keep faith. They will not crush us.
Good old Dutch. My best friend. You know how we met? A pair of hucksters trying to rob each other. Back in 78 or thereabouts.
You have to love yourself a fire. It's one of the blessings. Sure, we can have fire. And we can have the knowledge of fire. But with that comes the knowledge of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch. Makes us brothers. Sometimes brothers make mistakes.
You'll never change. I know that.
All of you venerate savagery. And you will die savagely.
Get out here!
Oh my god.
Stay strong. Stay with me. You have to love yourself a fire.
I don't know. I think that looks kind of cool. What do you think? Do you think that's going to be worthwhile playing?
I absolutely hate Rockstar.
You hate Rockstar. That's only because you worked for them, mate. Down in their security bit, didn't you? Downstairs in the.
They are A, bunch of complete wankers, and B, they cannot code a PC game for fucking toffee.
That's okay. That's great. I'm playing it on the Xbox. They can code them for there.
Yeah. I don't know how they can code it for a console, but make such an absolute epic fuck up of a PC version.
So many companies do, though. So many companies do. I mean, I'm quite looking for. When you mentioned that World of Warcraft could potentially be going console, okay, I was like epic. But then I went away and thought about it and thought, wait a minute, you know, that could be crazy. What's wrong with Jason? Is he frozen? No.
Well, because if you think about it, the Xbox is practically a PC anyway, and it always has been.
This is true, yeah. But then, if that's then how come they can't code for a what's it called for a PC compared? Because it's almost the same, you're saying.
Well, one of the biggest problems they've got is there's no two PCs that are spec'd the same.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And you've got a console's a console. You're never going to change anything inside that.
True.
It's all hardwired. It's all hard soldered. It doesn't upgrade. It doesn't change, and that's what they code it to. But the big problem they've got is they code it that way and then go, oh shit, the PCs don't have the same stuff a console has.
This is true as well. That's very true. And
you take something like The Witcher 3, for example. That's available on everything, and it plays like butter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one of those games. It's like the physics is amazing. The textures, even the lighting.
Is The Witcher on Game Pass? Do you know? Is that on Game Pass? I see. I don't buy games. I'll go and have a look for it, because if it's on Game Pass, I'm going to go and grab that as well. But yes, Morgan, I am going to be streaming on Mixer tonight, and I'm going to, as soon as we finish this, I am going to be taking the camera out the laptop, setting up lights over on the sofa. I'm going to get myself a couple of sandwiches. I'm going to get myself a flask of coffee, and I fully intend to not go to bed before 2:00 this morning unless I fall asleep on the stream like this, playing the game. I have never played a console game like this for years. So I've got basically my old man gamers tag set up for it all. It's going to be Mojax Happy on it. If you go to my Mixer account now, there's the badge for emblem for me says is OMG. It's OMG is going to be the sort of like live gaming streaming sort of part of Radio Apocalypse, Old Man Gamers. I thought it would be quite cool. Instead of oh my god, you could be oh my god, it's the Old Man Gamers. You know, that is kind of a wee play on the old letters. So
I mean, clearly I'd love to join, mate, but I'm just far too young.
You are, but the thing is, you're also far too good looking, being so young as well, Barry.
That's why I've got the camera off, mate. It'd just be unfair.
Want to set me down. What we'll do is, I don't know if even if it's cross-platform, and I don't think that is cross-platform. But if you fancy, you can't play with a control pad thing, can you? No. So I'm good. This is going to be a new experience for me, because I can play World of Warcraft happily on a keyboard and a mouse. I can play Minecraft with the control sticky thing on the Xbox. I can play Minecraft with a keyboard, but don't ask me to play any sort of fast reaction first person shooter type games. So I don't know I don't even know what Red Redemption is going to be like, if it's like a first-person shooter type thing, story-driven. There is an online version of it as well. I'm going to be doing the story part tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. I might have to set my laptop up so I can see the chat, because I don't think the Mixer chat will come up on the on the screen in front of me. It might do. I don't know. It may well do. And if it does, I'll speak to you through that as well. But it's going to be on the I'm quite excited indeed about it. And then tomorrow night, if I've enjoyed this one, I will spend the day doing a little bit of overlays, making the stream overlays look pretty much cooler, and move forward with, what's that one? The DayZ. Yes. You would love to join you on a multiplayer game at some point. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do some sort of, Morgan, if find me. Mojax Happy is my Xbox One gaming tag. Find me, send a message, and then hit it there. Okay, just reach out. Anybody that wants to play on the Xbox, do that. And I think my son is going to be downloading a couple of games to play at his mum's with me as well, from up there, and we'll get him on it. I don't know, multiplayer. You'll get very frustrated playing multiplayer games with me, Morgan, because it's like, what button do I press? And I'll be looking down, because you'll say push the red one or the D or the X or the Y, and I'll be like, where the fuck's that? So we'll just have to do it. Yes, I don't do morning streams on Saturdays, basically because I like to have one morning off in the week for it all, which is good. And sometimes you just have to do that, for it all. You just have to. You just have to. Right. Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna. Where's Cognac? He said he was coming here tonight. Maybe he's away fixing his Xbox so he can come and play as well. But I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go and set up my gaming couch. Okay, I'm gonna put my big what's it called, DVD. I don't even know how I'm going to set up the camera. I might have to set up the camera with my ring light on me and things. I don't know. I've never done this sort of stream before, ever. So I need to find a comfortable position where I can sort of chill out. I might have to go and get some jammy bottoms on or something. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. But let's say by the latest 11:30, I should be in a position, comfortable on the sofa, playing the games. And if anybody finds any multiplayer games that they want to play online with the Xbox, let's do it. It's a shame you've got a PlayStation, Jason. We can do Minecraft if you get hold of a copy of Minecraft, though.
My son's getting it for my Christmas.
That's great. And Barry, you can play Minecraft on a PC and join us as well. So here you go, He's not going to play Minecraft. It's not. I'm looking forward to actually going back and playing a bit of.
I'll give you a big tip. I'll give you a big tip in Red Dead 2.
Okay.
Trust nobody.
Okay. I'll just go around killing everybody then, yeah?
No, I'm going to stick to the story. Stick to the story, but when it comes to choice, trust nobody.
All right. Okay. Is it like is it a story thing, and if you choose the wrong thing, it fucks you over?
No, they fuck you over.
But is it like a telltale game? Do you know, like the Walking Dead type thing? Is it story driven, or do you have to go shooting?
As I said to you at the start, it's like GTA but in the Wild West.
Ah, right, very good. Right, okay, good. Right.
Because what happened is there was a game which came out in the 1990s called Red Dead Revolver by Rockstar, and then a couple of years later they brought out Red Dead Redemption, and now it's this game Red Dead 2. It sold over 800 million copies in its first week.
Wow, that's crazy.
The number one seller for Rockstar in its first week was GTA 5. That sold 995 million copies worldwide in its first week. And to think they're based from Scotland as well, Rockstar Games.
I know, they're just
started off in Dundee, moved around a bit, and now they're in the Pink Triangle. Does that not tell you something?
They're in the Pink Triangle. Are they still there? Because they were down at where were they? They were down near the old
John Lewis Centre.
They're still at the Omni Centre as well?
Yeah.
That's
They've got
crazy.
offices everywhere. They've got offices everywhere, bro. You can't go anywhere without seeing Rockstar here or Rockstar there. They're playing Monopoly.
I did security in that building. I honestly had to have a sit down when I did the front desk duties. It's standard stuff. And I got a representative from Rockstar to sit down with me and say, right, we don't accept parcels or gifts. And
that's true. That's very true.
We don't. We'll tell you if we have a visitor. I was like, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's kind of how it works. And then he said, and if anyone asks about us, you have to deny all knowledge and escort them out of the building. I said, okay, okay, one, that's fucking moronic because nothing says, yeah, they're here, like, please leave. And two, I'm not a security expert, but having a 15-foot fucking sign above the door is a giveaway.
Right.
Brilliant. Right, listen, guys, I'm going to go and we're going to cut this off because we've just hit an hour. Thank you for listening to me rant on about stuff. Tomorrow there is no streams unless I might do an impromptu cooking one. If it's a nice day, we might be out having a barbecue. So go and check out Snapchat. If I'm ever doing barbecues, it's on Snapchat. That's radioapocalypse.live/Snapchat, and you will get to Mojax Happy's Snapchat. I can say that now because I checked that it worked, and it works. Thank you, Barry. You're a genius. And then I may be gaming again tomorrow night. Now, if I'm gaming again tomorrow night, I will let you know in Discord. I don't know whether there will be a straight up. I don't know how to do an advert for that on it because it's not going to be on this one. Okay, so yes, indeed. Goodbye, Local. Goodbye, Shady, Morgan, or anybody else that wants to come across and say hi in Mixer. I will be on there in about 30 to 35 minutes. I need to go and set it all up again, move the laptop around so I can see stuff and make it all work properly. It's going to be very unprofessional there, just like me tonight as per usual. Okay, Jason, thank you very much for joining us. Just stay in the green room, guys. I'll be joining you in just a second. I'll take you at the gym. You too as well. Barry, thank you so much for coming over tonight. I do appreciate it when you come across and give your opinions. I'm going to research the topic that we talked about tonight in greater detail, come back with a proper piece within the next week or so. Remember to watch Labyrinth over the weekend. Join me for the Sunday papers in the morning on Sunday, and then across at my brother's stream for Serial Killer Sunday with the Wests. That's going to be a goodie because it's crazy. They're crazy. We got to love them. Okay. You guys take care. I will see you all later, and especially when I hit Mixer. Take it easy. Bye now. Bit of cake, we gotta like the cake, we gotta like the cake, we gotta... Oh, look, there's me behind the cake. Can you see me move behind the cake? I may go, peekaboo, behind the cake. There we go, peekaboo. Right, good, we're off ski. See you in